With the world ever changing, how can you get a job in the future without a degree or any experience? So that's what we're gonna learn in this video. Now, times are changing really fast. If you saw my last video, I was talking about 2 billion jobs by the year 2030 are going to disappear. And the current educational system is not designed to adapt quickly enough with how the landscape meaning marketplace and geopolitics are changing globally speaking. People are entering school and not being educated the proper skills, what they need to succeed in life. And that's the honest truth. I think for the most part, post-secondary education, I would say 90% of it doesn't serve a proper purpose at this moment. It needs a big overhaul. So the question then becomes is how do you actually get a job without a degree or experience? Now, in his amazing book, Star Principle or 80-20, Richard Koch, he talks about certain businesses in the world. He has 4 categories. We're gonna be focusing on the star category today. And he states that certain businesses, they rise really quickly. Let's talk about Uber. Let's talk about Airbnb. Let's talk about, what's another one back in the day, or even right now, Slack, those 3. Uber, Airbnb, and Slack. In fact, there's a famous tweet. So Travis, the CEO of Uber, tweeted this tweet. I'll put it up maybe somewhere here. He tweeted this tweet saying, listen, I need a hustler to come in, work for this brand new startup. Ryan, I forget his last name, but it should be here. Ryan says, buddy, already got a ticket, I'm on the bus, I'll see you tomorrow. That tweet alone is worth $1 billion today. That's hustle right there, $1 billion today. Which leads me to my first point that Richard talks about is a star principle. Instead of you putting all the weight on your degree or all the weight on your experience, you should put all the weight on your hustle. Put all the weight on your openness and willingness to learn. That's the key, to learn. Most people, they label themselves. There's a Vedic saying, if you label me, you negate me. And like, oh, I have this on my wall, or I have X, Y, and Z experience. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you this something right now. How the world is moving right now, people don't care about your degree. Honestly, I really don't care about your experience either. I care about performance equality, performance equity, performance pay. You can do this all day, yap, yappity yap, and show me all the papers on your wall. But at the end of the day, if you don't perform, see you later. Simple as that. And companies, they are switching towards this way. They're doing performance pay, performance equality, equity. And this leads me to my second point is, or let me stay on the first point. So Richard says, do your due diligence. Find these star companies out there. I always give an example. You can go to Gust, you can go to Angellist, you can go on LinkedIn, you can get all the latest news on TechCrunch, whatever medium you want, and you can see all these companies up and coming. It's your responsibility to somehow offer more value for these companies. Work for free, work up the ladder. You know how much information you learn in a company like, for example, Slack, within 6 months, as opposed to you trying to do some courses or you trying to apply for some corporate gig. In those 6 months, you'll learn like 10 years condensed in 6 months. You will meet amazing people, you will increase your network, okay? Which leads me to my second point, Seth Godin talks about. Become a linchpin. The future. You wanna guarantee your future? Become so good at what you do, people be knocking on your door saying, hey man, we need your help. And Seth Godin, he states, become a linchpin. Read that book if you didn't read that book. Every single day, you gotta put yourself in a situation of learning, situation of growth. Whether that is learning a new skill, increasing your network, working on yourself, both physically, mentally, and spiritually. You gotta become that linchpin. You can join an organization and know nothing, but if you have the vigor, if you have the hunger, if you have that drive to learn every day, to add value towards that startup or corporation, and to better it. So you show up, and let's talk about points. So you show up in that corporation's at, for example, 100 points. And because of you, that corporation now goes from 100 points to 200 points. You added a value of 100 points. You are a linchpin. Because if you disappear, guess what? They lose those 100 points. And companies, they look for people like that. That's what headhunters are for. Headhunters will go around and take all the best people from other companies that aren't happy and satisfied. For example, Tesla. Tesla, he snipes, or Elon snipes the best engineers from Google and brings them over to Tesla. It's quite funny. And vice versa, the bad engineers from Tesla go to Google. But these people are linchpins. They are key figures in the organizational structure of these corporations and startups. But these key figures, they put the time in day and day. They didn't take no breaks. They didn't look for handouts. They knew for a fact that if they can provide more and more value, well, simple mathematics. The more you put in, the more you get out, okay? So, I know many of you right now will be screaming at me, probably saying, Ameer, I have no experience. Ameer, I got nothing. I get you, I hear you. I'm gonna tell you something. Remember, experience, I said this again like 5 minutes ago, experience means nothing. This is what you can do right now. I like to be tactical and I like tangible. I like instant results, like, you know, in theory, blah, blah, blah. No, this is what you can do right now today. Go to Angellist or Gust or even LinkedIn. Angellist is a little bit better. And under the search category, you're gonna type in seed round funding. You can even do it by geography near you. So for example, let's say Toronto, seed round funding, Toronto. That's gonna show me a list of all the startups that just received $500,000 or more in funding. Once you get the seed round funding, you have a good chance of getting Series A or Series B, so $1 million all the way up to $10 million. That means that company is going somewhere. That means that company has money to pay you. Now, what would I do with no degrees or no experience is I would call up that company. I would first investigate what that company is. Maybe you have some skills, maybe you don't, and I'd be like, listen, I may not have any education, I may not have an experience, but I want to work for you for free. I will show up every single day from 6 a.m. till midnight, and I'll put my heart and soul into this. I don't care what CEO you talk to or what startup you talk to. When a person sees that drive, that hustle, an individual like that, no brainer. They'll take you right away every single day. And it's your responsibility to show up, learn, absorb, then provide value and work up the ladder. Look at Ryan. Travis said, hey, I'm looking for a hustler. Ryan, he sticked out his neck. He said, bro, here, I got my bus ticket. I'm there tomorrow, and the rest is history. That tweet is worth $1 billion. You can do that too. You gotta find that star company, as Richard Koch talks about. You gotta be that linchpin, as Seth Godin talks about. You gotta be that person that shows up every single day that provides value. I'm gonna tell you something, a little insider information over here. LinkedIn last year, I believe Q3, they bought Lynda, the biggest online educational platform, I think for $1.1 billion. Now get this, I know what LinkedIn's play is. LinkedIn licensing these courses to companies and corporations, and companies and corporations are gonna then get people from high school or people who are looking to hustle. They're gonna be like, listen, you're gonna go through our own individual accelerator in the company in 6 months, pick the courses you need to do it online, doesn't matter where you are, to come work for us. Companies need great employees. All these companies you hear about, the Airbnbs, the Ubers, the Slacks, it wouldn't be possible unless they had A players, the best of the best. And they obviously want their A players to grow better, learn more, and become more efficient. So, perfect opportunity. Go to these companies. Like I said, work for free. They'll educate you. And that's where the future is going. Don't rely on these post-secondary degrees. That's out the window. You see it right now. There's a collapse in society. People are worried. People don't know what to do. People don't have the necessary skills to adapt, to survive. And it's scary, I know. But don't be one of these people that is passive. You gotta become aggressive. Don't sit on the sidelines and pretend, oh yeah, don't worry, everything's gonna, no. It's not gonna be okay. Use your mind. Go out there, be hungry. Start providing value for these companies. So let's kind of round this up over here. Go to Angellist, look for seed round funding in your area or remote. Do some research on them. See if you can provide value pre-hand. If not, authentically reach out to the people in charge and be like, listen, this is who I am. I'm a hard worker. I want to learn. I'll show for free. I'll work for free. My friend, I'll tell you what, if you're in a tough bind right now, in a tough situation, and you're worried about your future, this right here is your answer. Every single successful person I know, if they hear that from a real, authentic person, they'll take you in right away. Okay? So remember, become the linchpin, find a star company, provide value, educate yourself on a day-to-day basis, become the very best that they can't ignore you, and your future, regardless of where you live, China, Russia, United States, or Canada, will be safe, because you are the variable regardless of where you are. Take care, my friends. Adios.